How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Let's see, where is my... Here it is. Alright, so I just finished up the Warriors Den. I did speed this up because otherwise this would have been, if I didn't speed any of this up, it would have been like a 50-something minute video, so I did speed them up. I sped up the weapons and stuff. So real quick, just because they didn't technically mention it before, the new hero does come out August 6th. It will be $8 US, and that is 2 weeks exclusively until it is released for $14K. The character will be gender locked to a female. So I'll get into the narrative in a little bit. But real quick, as far as the moveset goes, she's going to be one of the first actual knight. She's a vanguard for once. We're actually getting vanguards. According to their preview here. They talked about some of her moveset, light, into heavy. The heavy does have armor on it for your ending. The light attacks are not interrupted, and that's due to the bash, so you can use the bash afterward, even if it is blocked, which is pretty strong. She's got a heavy, again, armor on the finisher. It's always going to have armor on it. She does get a fully charged bash that gives a heavy. It is a delay base, so you can feint the bash whenever you want. The normal bash gets a light attack, so keep that in mind. Her zone attack will actually chain, so you can do a zone light into heavy is what they showed. You could do a zone into heavy. You can kind of mix it up with where you want. The running attack will also be chaining, which is pretty interesting to me. Especially when you look at this from like a warden perspective. You can dodge bash forward, left, and right. They didn't say anything about back, so it may have a back one like warden, but for right now, I don't actually know. What you're seeing on screen right now is the dodge unblockable. You do have to dodge left or right to use this unblockable, and it is feintable, and it is chainable as well. The forward dashing attack, the heavy, is undodgeable, and it is also feintable, which is pretty damn amazing. The parry punish is the impale, so they said that it's basically going to do no damage unless you can impale them and then send them into a wall, in which case it'll do 20 bleed damage. Now, if your opponent's out of stamina, you remember Lawbringer, if you parry someone out of stamina and for some reason you try to do the impale, you just poke them on the ground. They said apparently some people have issues with that, which I don't know who is having issues with that, but if you parry someone and they're out of stamina, they fall to the ground, and you click, she'll actually stab them on the ground, doing the same 20 damage Punisher. Now, they did kind of hint that you could do this, and if you have the timing right, Shaman could pounce attack them before they get up. It'll be interesting to see if that's actually the case upon release, or like the wall splat right there, as soon as she does the hit, Shaman could probably jump on. We'll see, though. Hopefully it's not too crazy there. Alright, on to the bash is obviously feintable. Now to her feats. Her tier 1 is a coating on her blade that gives poison. A lot of us have already seen this. She has to hit a target within 15 seconds to apply it. It only takes damage if teammates are inside of the zone, so stay out of the zone if it's going on. She's very much isolation heavy, so kind of stay away from your teammates if they have that on them. It also works on minions, so if you infect someone at the B point of Dominion, it'll actually kill all of the minions around in that area as well, so long as they're inside of that circle, which is pretty amazing if you really think about it. And as you can see on the screen, she can do the heavy and then do an immediate dash heavy for the unblockable, so you get some decent mix-ups as well. She will have 5 bars of health as well. New execution there, and tier 2 allows her to heal on corruption, so if your teammate is inside your zone, they're also healing her while she's in the zone, which is pretty amazing, and that goes for all targets. They also mentioned that this will work with Nusha. So if Nusha uses her tier 4 corruption, you will get a damage boost for the tier 3. The tier 3 is anyone that is corrupted, you get a damage boost. So you get health and a damage boost if there's people inside. So That does work with Nusha according to them. So if Nusha has someone that is corrupted and you hit them, you get more damage. Tier 4, it slams the ground. It's an AoE attack that can corrupt anyone in the vicinity of you. And they also mentioned that in addition to taking damage, if there's 2 people and the circles overlap, you'll take double damage. 3 people, triple damage. 4 people, quad damage. So they'll show that later in the stream, and you'll be able to kind of see how it works. It's definitely different. But I just want to run down the list of what's going on with her first. They mentioned that she's going to be a crazy anti-ganker due to the fact that her corruption is just so powerful that she's going to be amazing in a gank as well, because you're going to be hesitant to go and save your teammate if they're corrupted. So it's a little worrisome that she's so good at anti-ganking, but she has the pressure of a Centurion from what I can see. So I'm holding out my doubts till, the character comes out and we can kind of actually get a vibe. So we'll see there. They also mentioned that there will be an Apollyon set, which is really cool. They said that Apollyon set will be in the game, and I'll show that later in the video. Like I said, I tried to speed all this up so I could get through as much material as possible here. Let's see. All right, so the narrative to the character for those who actually care. Otherwise, you can kind of skip ahead to the weapons, or fast forward this, get through it a little bit quicker. If you don't actually care for me fast forwarding it, go ahead and just fast forward this even further. All right, so the narrative is that she leads a group of soldiers for Horkos, Greek god of vengeance. She learned alchemy. She used alchemy when the Wu Lin showed up, and she created the corruption. She has people. It's a Blackstone Legion secret organization, basically, of all the factions, which is why they speak English. So I assume if they make another Viking that works with her, they're also going to speak English, same as Samurai, Wu Lin, all that. So her organization all speaks English, so they all can understand each other. At least that's what they're claiming. She created the order when she almost died on a battlefield. She saw the god that came to her and said they weren't doing enough, basically. So she called upon herself and said, Apollyon's not doing enough. Time to get crazy. So she's basically a crazy religious cult. And like I said, it's people of all factions coming together for this new world era type of vibe. There probably is more into it, but I just wrote down the big details. So that's all that they've mentioned so far in this. And as we can see on screen here, you get your damage boost. So 2 lights heavy. Kensei's almost dead, or he basically is going to end up dying. As for the 15-second corruption, in my opinion, that's going to be really easy. You could throw a zone, throw a light, kind of mix it up. It's going to be pretty easy, especially if you land the bash, you get it immediately. So I'd be hesitant. This isn't even actually the damage increase. This is just showing that if your opponent is corrupted, you get health back for attacking them as well. So not only can you get health back if their teammates are in the circle, you also can get health back from just attacking these people. So if Nusha has someone that is corrupted and you hit them, you get health, and you could do more damage with the tier 3. So this is showing side by side the tier 3 on the right. You can see how much more damage they did. They don't show damage numbers, and the reason for that they mentioned here is that when the core combat changes come, some damage values will be changed. A couple things will change a little bit. So they said that nothing's technically written in stone. What we've been experiencing in the event may be different. And also, as you can see here, once her damage is increased, her corruption will also deal more damage to everyone else as well. So keep that in mind. This is showing the double damage for the guy standing in an overlapping circle with the damage boost, which is pretty cool. So this character I personally like, for the sole fact that it is a big anti-gank character. I play mostly on Xbox for the sole fact that all my characters are already repped up on here, and I don't feel like playing 69 more reps of Warden and all the other characters I've done. I tried to get almost every character to rep 8, but I kind of gave up on some of them because I didn't feel it. so I don't really want to restart anything. So this will be really useful on console. Her first feat is extremely strong. They compared it to Nusha's fourth feat and said it's close to the same thing, which I find to be insane. The other thing they didn't mention, but I would love to know, is if she has revenge and she uses this corruption, does that also increase the damage of the corruption blast? Because if it does, I can't even imagine how strong she's gonna be in a gang. I mean, we all thought videos of, you know, people with Lawbringer, Warden, all these other characters, Kensei, taking down like 6 people in a row was, you know, that's really cool. That's pretty good. And then this character, you just use a fourth feat and everyone's dead. I still like the idea of the character, and fourth feats obviously take a while to come back. But can you imagine this? Using a fourth feat in Breach on Commander? Or just using it in general, all the people trying to defend the Commander. I mean, imagine bots going into bots and just poisoning the Commander. It would be absolutely insanely strong. And this is where I'm kind of, you know, just going to let all the armor show. Let me know down below what you guys think of the new character. And let me know which look you guys are going to prefer. I'm going to speed this up a bit, and I will see you guys in the next one. Hope you guys enjoy the gear, and I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching.